another way we can move around the world rather than using the joystick to physically move forward, left or right, or to rotate is we could do what's called teleporting. Okay. You guys were actually able to do this in the Frame VR. I think actually, if you're going to build a world for the Oculus, like you can build a world and put it into their, Play Store or whatever they call it. You're required to actually have teleporting. I think it's part of an ADA kind of sort of situation. So what teleporting allows you to do is rather than having to press on the cursor or use some sort of sensor to sort of move forward, you can use your device to point at an area and then to teleport based if you can. Okay. Now, to get that to work, you actually need, here I have that XR origin rig or XR rig we talked about. There's going to be some extra stuff that we have to do. I'm not going to talk about that this module, but when we get more into it next module, we will talk, next, I will talk about all of the things that you have to do to basically set up teleportation. The main thing is that your rig has to have something called a teleportation provider, okay, which is the thing that provides teleportation. Um, so we have a teleportation, and what I'm going to do is in this world, I have 4 squares. These are 4, ground, just little planes I built, like literal like planes, like a flat plane, not an aircraft, but a flat plane. And if I were to play this, I would be able to walk forward, backwards, left, and right. But what I want to do is make it so that we can teleport. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to. All right. So, what I need to do, and this is kind of one of these weird things, I need to make sure that we have a special layer. Okay. Don't ask me why they do this, but to get things to teleport or to have teleportation work for you, all of the objects that will allow for teleportation have to be in a be in a layer called teleport. Okay. Now, I've actually already done this for you. So if you go up here, there is, if I go to add layer, you typically get 32 layers, 31 plus 0, so it's 32. Why is it 32? Because computers are binary and 32 is a power of 2. The very last layer has to be called teleport. Okay, it's always layer 31. Don't ask me why. They just determined that's what it is. In the 31 slot, let's call it. Okay. So I've already done this for you. If you didn't already have it, you need to be able to set that up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I have these planes, and I'm just going to highlight this purple one here. And what I'm going to do is I want people to be able to teleport on this area, just this purple area. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I could go under XR toolkit, runtime, locomotion, and it should be, where is it under? Teleportation area, and I could just drag it onto this. I don't know if that worked. Yeah, I guess it did. Another way to do it is like with everything else, I'm going to do an add component, teleportation area. Now, there's a couple things we have to make sure of. The main thing is that this thing called it's interaction layer mask. What this means is which layers is this allowed, does this work with? Like, meaning like if my headset was on, say, for instance, the default layer and this is on the teleport layer, like those are 2 different layers. For this class, what we're going to do is anytime we're teleporting, make a teleport and set your interaction mask to teleport. The easiest way to do that is set it to nothing and then click on teleport. So we want to make sure this is set to teleport. Okay. And that's kind of it. So make sure this is set to teleport. Also make sure that the layer is set to teleport. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to, if this wasn't set to teleport, set it to teleport. And I'm going to do the same teleportation area. And the same thing, make sure interaction layer mask is set to teleport. If you're wondering what this is, once again, what this is doing is, and we'll talk about this next class or next module, I've actually set up the what are called the ray indicators, the things that you can point to work as a special layer or a special layer called teleport. So for these to work, they both have to be on the same layer. And that's pretty much it. So what should happen is if I save, you can go in, and if I were to, let's, add this to our scene. So I'm going to remove this scene, add that one, test it out by going under build and run. What should happen is you can use your, actually in this particular one, I took away your ability to move forward. There's no continuous move, but what you'd be able to do is if you point upwards on your on the joystick, it's going to point, and you're going to get what's called a ray indicator, and that will either be red or white. And what that will do, if it's red, that means you can't teleport there. And if it's white, you'll be able to teleport. And you'll see that same sort of like little, I call it a donut, but a little life preserver that shows you where you're going to move to. Okay, so try that out. And I'll show you guys what it should look like in the next part of this video. And you'll see, so try it out and you should be able to now teleport. Okay. All right, everyone. So I'm showing you this. This is the what's the word? This is the teleporter. So I have the two. We've set up so that we can teleport. I set it up that you're not allowed to move, although you can use the snap there if you want to. The way this works is you want to push on either the right or on the left. Oops, maybe it's just on the right. So what I'm going to do is turn around, and you can see when I push up, see how it turns red? Okay, that means that I can't teleport there. But when I go to here, you can see that it turns white, and so that means that I'm allowed to teleport. So if I tried that, it wouldn't work. If I tried that, it wouldn't work. But if I try this, you can see I teleported. Okay. All right, so you want to be able to do that. Try making sure that you can teleport around your scene.